Flashback, Episode 16, Cultist Police in Manhattan, New York City of Dis. There we were, at the top of a Manhattan subway entrance, trying to enter Manhattan, but two armed police officers rejected our bid to enter Manhattan. They decreed that only people wearing Vax armbands were allowed to enter Manhattan, and even then, only people with business reason justification or residency were allowed to enter. Manhattan was off limits for us. So let's just recap what had just happened. One of the officers rejecting our entry into Manhattan pulled his pistol from its holster. Yeah, he went for his gun. We all perceived that he was threatening Taylor's life and ours. I think it was a mistake for that officer to move his hand towards his pistol, much less to pull it from its holster. It had to go against police training. Unless, of course, he really did intend to use his gun against us. Taylor always told us that she will never let anyone get into a position to threaten her life or even wound her. She vowed to never let anyone have the option to hurt or kill her. Well, that officer with a pulled pistol could shoot Taylor and kill her in doing so. I feared that meant Taylor would react in self-defense, likely using her lethal military-trained skills. Taylor was already right there in his face. She had no distance to cover to get up to that officer. Taylor, clearly deciding that he was a threat, took action, swift action. She grabbed the officer by the head, pulled it down into her rising knee, and thrust his bashed head down to the ground, with his body following. Unfortunately, he did not just hit the ground. The officer hit the staircase ledge down to the subway, and he tumbled over the first step. And the officer kept tumbling all the way down to the bottom of the staircase. If he was not dead, he was certainly seriously wounded from the head bashing, and tumbled down the concrete subway entrance steps. In any case, he was certainly now very much gravely wounded, if not dead. I am sure Taylor did not intend for the deceiving would-be officer to be so gravely wounded. However, her automatic self-defense trained response was swift and lethal. When the officer went for his gun, he unleashed Taylor's expert killing machine onto him. A bad idea. And he way misjudged and underestimated what he called a little girl. What an idiot. He had wrongly judged Taylor by his first impression of her appearance. Well, I guess he was educated by Taylor now. That little girl may well have ended him. The second officer, panicked, and tragically, he too went for his gun. Another grave mistake. Taylor, seeing the threat, dashed at the officer and threw her body sideways right into his legs. He fell down to the ground. She rolled on top of him after bringing him to the ground. She grabbed his head and smashed it against the concrete ground. It was gruesome. His skull appeared to crack as blood flowed from his head. He was at least unconscious, if he was not dead. Taylor looked up towards heaven and said, "Forgive us. As Sarah has said, sometimes we must transgress to triumph against evil and its minions." Taylor said, learning from Sarah, "I am sorry." Taylor, mirroring Sarah's demeanor as well, looked down to the likely dead police officers and asked rhetorically, "Why did you block us? Why did you block God's servants And why? Why did you draw guns on us? Katie was horrified. She cried aloud, "Why? They just wanted proof of vaccination. We could have found another way into Manhattan, couldn't we? Why?" She sobbed towards Taylor, and then she turned to me and sobbed more. Taylor looked to Katie and assured her, "We did what we had to do. They drew guns. They could arrest, lock up, or even kill us. Once they had a gun trained on us, they could do what they wanted." Taylor decreed, "If anyone pulls a life-threatening weapon on you, it is your right, it is your duty to protect yourself and your loved ones." She confirmed, "And protecting yourself or them may require lethal force." Taylor said, "Katie, I vowed to protect everyone on our team and to protect myself. I do not apologize for saving our lives and for saving the mission." She sighed. "I am sorry that he fell down the stairs. That was not planned. And I am sorry that his partner reacted to that and got caught up in the storm." Taylor noted, "Officers and soldiers alike are trained to only draw weapons when they intend to use them. Either he was not a trained officer or he intended to harm us." Taylor asserted, "We cannot abide. We cannot stand by. We cannot let anyone gain power or control over us. Ever," she commanded. Her tone softened a little bit. "For the situation that happened here, I am sorry. Though we did not start it, we did finish it. And I would do it again." Taylor advised, "We should flee this area now, immediately. It is a crime scene. We don't want to be found here." She warned, "And I think going forward, we need to try to stay low. We are going to be hunted far more aggressively now. We are going to be hunted more than ever now."